to make great and to give grit and to give strength. Now therefore, our God, we give you thanks and praise your glorious name. But who am I and who are my people that we should be able
Dankeschön.
that we should be able to give this generously? For everything comes from you, and we have given you only what comes from your own hand. For we are foreigners and sojourners in your presence, as are all of our ancestors. Our days on earth are like a shadow without hope. Yahweh our God, all this wealth that we have provided for building you a house in your holy name, for your holy name, comes from your hand. Everything belongs to you. I know, my God, that you test the heart and that you are pleased with uprightness. I have willingly given all these things with an upright heart, and now I have seen your people who are present here giving joyfully and willingly to you. Yahweh, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, our ancestors, keep this desire forever in the thoughts and hearts of your people, and confirm their hearts towards you. Give my son Solomon a whole heart to keep and to carry out all your commandments, your decrees, and your statutes, and to build the temple for which I have made provision. Then David said to the whole assembly, praise Yahweh your God. So the whole assembly praised Yahweh, God of their ancestors. They bowed down and paid homage to Yahweh and the king. The following day they offered sacrifices to Yahweh and burnt offerings to Yahweh, 1,000 bulls, 1,000 rams, 1,000 lambs, along with their drink offerings and sacrifices in abundance for all Israel. They ate and drank with great joy in Yahweh's presence that day. Then for the second time they made David's son, King Solomon, king. They anointed him as Yahweh's ruler, and Zadok the priest as the priest. Solomon sat on Yahweh's throne as king in place of his father David. He prospered, and all Israel obeyed him. And all the leaders and the mighty men and all the King David's sons as well pledged their allegiance to King Solomon. Yahweh highly exalted Solomon in the sight of all Israel and bestowed on him such royal majesty as has not been bestowed on any king over Israel before him. David, king of Jesse, son of Jesse, was king over all Israel. The length of his reign over Israel lasted 40 years. He reigned in Hebron for 7 years, and in Jerusalem for 33. He died at a good old age, full of days, riches and honor, and his son Solomon became king in his place. As for the events of King David's reign, from beginning to end, note, they are written about in the events of Saul the seer, the events of Nathan the prophet, and the events of Gad the seer, along with all of his reign and his might, and the incidents that affected him and Israel and all the kingdoms of the surrounding lands. What?
Is pledging to a king like pledge allegiance?
I think so. And which is why I don't say it's necessarily evil. I just see where Jesus says, let your yes be yes and your no be no. Anything more than this comes from the evil one.
Because the allegiance is the government, right?
Well, no, allegiance means that to pledge allegiance says that you are pledging that you owe obedience and fealty to a particular group to the exclusion of all else.
Okay.
Okay, and that's
And-
where I have a problem.
Instead of
Because
God.
my allegiance goes to God, which means I serve as a faithful citizen of the nation I belong to,
Uh-huh.
but that is part of my service to God.
But what about the Awana pledge?
That's why my children have been instructed
Not to say
to
it.
stand there politely, but we don't do pledges.
Right. Okay. Makes sense to me now.
Solomon, son of David, strengthened his hold on his kingdom. The Lord his God was with him and highly exalted him. Then Solomon spoke to all Israel, to the commanders of thousands and of hundreds, to the judges, and to every leader in all Israel, the heads of the families, heads of the families. Solomon and the whole assembly with him went to the high place that was in Gibeon, because God's tent of meeting, which the Lord's servant Moses had made in the wilderness, was there. Now David had brought the ark of God
It looked like
from
he's crying.
Kiriath
Allergies.
Jearim to the place he had set up for it, because he had pitched a tent for it in Jerusalem, but he put the bronze altar which Bezalel, son of Uri, son of Hur, had made in front of the Lord's tabernacle. Solomon and the assembly inquired of them there. Solomon offered sacrifices there in the Lord's presence on the bronze altar at the tent of meeting. He offered 1,000 burnt offerings on it. That night, God appeared to Solomon and said to him, "Ask, what should I give you?" And Solomon said to God, "You have shown great faithful love to my father David, and you have made me king in his place. Lord God, let your promise to my father David now come true, for you have made me king over a people as numerous as the dust of the earth. Now grant me wisdom and knowledge, that I may lead these people, for who can judge this great people of yours?" God said to Solomon, "Because this was in your heart, and you have not requested riches, wealth, or glory, or for the life of those who hate you, and you have not even requested long life, but you have requested for yourself wisdom and knowledge, that you may judge my people over whom I have made you king. Wisdom and knowledge is given to you. I will also grant you riches, wealth, and glory, such that it was not like this for the kings who were before you, nor will be like this for those after you." So Solomon went to Jerusalem from the high place that was in Gibeon, in front of the tent of meeting, and he reigned over Israel. Solomon accumulated 1,400 chariots and 12,000 horsemen, which he stationed in the chariot cities and with the king in Israel. The king made silver and gold as common in Jerusalem as stone, and he made cedar as abundant as sycamore in the Judean foothills. Solomon's horses came from Egypt and Cu. The king's traders would get them from Cu at the growing price. A chariot could be imported from Egypt for 15 pounds of silver, and a horse for about 4 pounds. In the same way, they exported them to all the kings of the Hittites and to the kings of Aram through their agents. Solomon decided to build a temple for the name of the Lord and a royal palace for himself. So he assigned 70,000 men as porters, 80,000 men as stone cutters in the mountains, and 3,600 as supervisors over them.
Emma can read.
Yeah, Emma, you're not busy right now. Mhm.
Yeah, we had a prayer request.
Then Solomon said words to King Herod.
Don't laugh at her. She's trying.
King Herod, and I'm braiding hair. He said
I
he
know.
created the human husband. Now I am building this temple. Now myself I am building my Now myself I am building a temple for the name of the Lord my God, in order to dedicate prayer, to burn sweet incense before for the sweet of the bread of the presence of his goodness, and sacrifice and burnt offerings for the evening and the morning, the Sabbath and the new moon, the appointed festivals of the Lord our God. This is ordered for Isaiah prayer. The temple I am building will pray for our God is greater than all other gods. But who is able to build a temple for him, since even the heaven, the highest heaven, cannot contain it? Who am I then to build a house for him as a temple place for God work with gold, silver, bronze, iron, and purple crimson, and beyond? He will work. But the prophet who are with him
Judea.
and Jesus appointed by Father David. Also send me great accomplice an album. Logs from Geneva. For I know that your servants know how to cut trees of me and the budgets of the temple I built, with great and
Yes, I know.
so
Uh,
your
Hey,
servants,
Emma,
the woodcutters who cut
can you stop a minute? There's a lady on here named, her nickname is Vanilla, and she asks, can you pray for me and the Holy Spirit?
Yes.
And we'll do that after Bible. Okay, sorry, Emma.
I'll give you servants, the woodcutters who cut trees, 100,000 drachmas of the town, 170 bushels of oil, gallons of wine, and gallons of oil. And then King Herod observed what the Lord says. Because the Lord loves us, he set you over us. How also said, may the Lord of Isaiah, who made the heavens and the earth, gave King David a wise son of complete insight and understanding. Who will build a house
got lots of stuff to do today.
We will build a temple for the Lord and the Lord of Christmas. Now send Solomon out with a simple man with the son of a woman, the daughter of the man. His father is the man's fire. He knows the Lord with gold, silver, bronze, and wood, with purple wood, with perfect wood, and fine wood. He knows to do all kinds of grain and any design and make it that may be good. I have sent with all my heart. I have sent to you with all your thoughts, and the testament of my Lord and Father David. Now, my Lord said the wheat, all your oil, and wine to the servants as well. He will cut logs for the Levite and Phineas, and bring it to that of the Levite. And take them to the roof. Solomon took places of all the children people of our day, and the census that his father David was and told him the words, and 300 supervisors to make the people work.
Where?
Chapter 3 to start.
Read it. Then Solomon began to build the Lord's temple in Jerusalem on Mount what? Mount Moriah? Mount
Yeah.
Moriah, which the Lord had appeared to his father David at the site David had prepared on the threshing floor of Ornan, the Jebusite. He began to build on the second day of the second month in the fourth year of his reign. These are Solomon's what's that word actually?
Foundations.
Thank you. For building God's temple. The length was 60 feet and the width was 30 feet. The larger room he added with cypress wood. Let actually read that one and I'll go get my because I can't read anymore because I need to read black.
Yeah. No point in passing around. I don't know where she left off. Okay.
for building God's temple. The length was 900 feet and the width 30 feet. The portico, which was across the front, extended across the width of the temple, was 30 feet wide. Its height was 30 feet. He overlaid its inner surface with pure gold. The larger wing he paneled with cypress wood, cypress wood, overlaid with fine gold, and decorated with palm trees and chains. He adorned the temple with precious stones for beauty, and the gold was the gold of Aras.
Well, Paravim?
He overlaid the temple, the beams, the thresholds, its walls and doors with the gold, and he carved cherubim on the walls.
I made the bucket. I threw the bush. Sorry.
Then he made the holy place. Its length corresponded the width of the temple, 30 feet, and its width was 30 feet. He overlaid it with 45,000 pounds of fine gold. The weight of the nails was 20 ounces of gold, and it overlaid the ceiling with gold. He made 2 cherubim out of sculptured work for the most holy place, and he overlaid them with gold. The overall length of the wings of the cherubim was 30 feet. The wing of one was 7.5 feet.
Secret code. Sorry.
Both you girls have been doing it to me all day.
What?
You get up here, walk up here, yawn, make me yawn.
I didn't yawn.
Okay, scientists say yawning is contagious, especially if you
No.
know the person.
Yawning is how much air you have in your body.
Patrick, I just yawned. Because Emma yawned, then Dad yawned, but you didn't yawn.
So it's not a proven fact.
Yawning is contagious, but it's only contagious by suggestion,
Hmm.
which means if somebody doesn't see you yawning, it won't cause.
And I didn't see any of you yawning. So there you go. We're never going to get through this.
Stop it! Breathe!
I tried.
If you're yawning so much, you're not breathing properly.
Then he made
They're having a contest.
the most holy place. Its length was. He made the 2 cherubim out of sculptured work for the most holy place, and he overlaid them with gold. How much gold?
A lot.
The overall length of the wings of the cherubim was 30
Hundreds
feet.
of times.
And the slaves minded. Right? The slaves mine the gold.
Touching the wall to the
Mhm.
wing. Its other wing was 7.5 feet, touching the wing of the other cherubim. The wing of the other cherubim was 7.5 feet,
Could you take your hands off your face and project?
touching the wall of the cherubim. Its other wing was 7.5 feet, reaching the wing
Thank
of the
you.
other cherubim. The wingspan of these cherubim was 30 feet. They stood on their feet and faced the larger rim. He made the veil of blue, purple, and crimson yarn and fine linen, and wove cherubim onto it. In front of the temple, he made 2 pillars, each 20 feet high. The capital on top of them was 7.5 feet high. He made chainwork in the inner sanctuary and put it on top of the pillars. He made
100 pomegranates. Pomegranates.
Yes, pomegranates.
How do you make
Read on.
We fasten them onto the chain link. Then he set up the pillars in front of the sanctuary.
So,
One on the
what do you
right
think the
and one.
pomegranates were made out of?
They're fruit.
Were the cherubim angels? The ones in the temple?
Yeah. They're not really.
They're made out of gold.
I know, they're not really.
So what kind of, does it say they're not spiritual beings?
No, they're not supposed to be.
What about the pomegranates?
Can you just tell me what a pomegranate
You're having the same problem I did yesterday.
You don't know what a pomegranate is?
It's
You
a
just
fruit.
said it's a fruit.
It's a fruit.
Right. But in this case, what do you think they made it out of?
Gold.
Yeah, actually, I think you're talking about the pillars, and I think the pillars are made out of bronze, but that's all right. Metal,
Why? They say
because they're pretty.
Pretty
So-
expensive.
they made pomegranates out of gold. Or whatever you know.
Yeah.
What?
How many times have we read this passage?
And fasten them onto
Eh.
the chain link. Then he set up the pillars in front of the sanctuary, one to the right and one to the left. He left the one on the right, Jachin, and the one on the left, Boaz. I know Boaz.
You what?
I know Boaz. He's the husband of Ruth. He made the bronze altar.
And great grandfather, maybe great grandfather of Solomon.
He made a bronze altar, 30 feet high, 30 feet long, 30 feet wide, and 15 feet high. Then he made the cast metal reservoir, 15 feet from brim to brim, perfectly round. It was 7.5 feet high and 25 feet in circumference.
Circumference, right? That's just 40 feet.
45 feet in circumference.
You said 25.
45.
The
Likeness of oxen was below it, completely encircling it. 10 of every half yard completely surrounded the reservoir. The oxen were cast in 2 rows, and when the reservoir was cast,
Snowy.
he stood
Come
on
here,
12
Snowball.
oxen,
Snowy.
3 facing north, 3 facing west,
Snowy.
3 facing south, 3
Snowy
facing
Ball.
east.
Snowy ball.
The reservoir was
Snowy.
on top of them. All their hindquarters were toward the center. The reservoir was 3
Really?
inches thick. Rim was
Now
fashioned
you do Yeah.
like the brim or a cup. Brim of a cup or a lily blossom. It could hold 11,000 gallons. How much is a gallon again? Is it one of those big buckets? With a gallon in it?
yes.
It's a milk jug.
That's a lot of
A gallon?
milk. No.
Yeah, but it doesn't hold 100,000
I know.
gallons of milk. It holds 100,000 gallons of water.
But if it was milk, I would definitely jump in there. He made
Go.
he made 10 basins for washing, and he put 5 on the right and 5 on the left. Parts of the burnt offering were rinsed in them, but the reservoir was used by the priests for washing.
Where at? My batteries are well. He made the 10 lampstands according to their applications and put them in the sanctuary, 5 on the right and 5 on the left. He made 10 tables and placed them in the sanctuary, 5 on the right and 5 on the left. He made 100 gold bowls. He made the courtyard of the priests of the large court and doors of the court. He overlaid the doors with bronze. He put the reservoir on the right side towards the southwest. The hurricanes made the pots and the shovels and the bowls. The ram finished doing the work that he was doing for King Solomon in court temple. 2 pillars, the bulls and the captives on the top of the 2 pillars, the 2 gratings for the covering, both of the capitals were on top of the pillars. The 400 pomegranate for the 2 gratings, 2 rows of pomegranates for each grating, covering both capital bowls on top of the pillars. He made the water carts and the basins of the water carts, the 1 reservoir and the 12 oxen underneath it, the pots and the shovels, the forks, and all their utensils. Ram Big made them for King Solomon for the Lord's temple. All these were made of polished bronze. The king had them cast in clay molds.
Whatever. I said, I shook my head. I'm like, you missed?
Yeah, you missed it. I got my shower time in. And basins of the water carts. And I read that part. And in the pots, the shovels, the forks, and all their utensils. Yeah, I read that part. All of these were made of polished bronze. The king had them cast the clay molds in the Jordan Valley between Succoth and Zereth. Solomon made all these utensils in such great abundance. Is he taking a shower in the sink?
Zachary?
Yeah.
He's waking himself up.
Yeah. Well, it stinks when you miss your shower time. Succoth and Zedeth. Solomon made these utensils in such great abundance that the weight of the bronze was not determined. Solomon, who was all the equipment in God's temple, the gold altar, the table on which to put the bread of presence, the lampstands and their lamp of pure gold to burn in front of the inner sanctuaries according to the specifications, the flowers, lamps, the gold tongs, the purest gold, the wick trimmers, sprinkling basins, ladles, and fire pans, the purest of purest gold, and the entryway to the temple and its indoors to the most holy place, and the doors of the temple sanctuary of gold. And chapter 4 is done. Oh. What time do we have to leave? 7:30?
Yep.
Done at 6:30.